The high incidence of sexual abuse of children and vulnerable adults is something we need to address in our communities. Experience and the changes in society have shown that appropriate responses must be offered to our children and young people in our families and the church regarding human dignity, the meaning of human sexuality, and the true meaning of love. Among these changes are the rapidly increasing rate of divorce and adultery among Catholic married couples, the widespread use of contraceptives among both the married and the unmarried give cause for concern and reveals that contraceptives are being used as abortifacients. Cohabitation is fast becoming a lifestyle in the cities, and young women in love or strapped for cash or needing accommodation find themselves victims of trafficking, of crisis pregnancies and abortions. Even more alarming are the life-threatening issues of ill health. Domestic violence at a rate of 37% male aggression and 12% female aggression is way too high for a Christian home, which should be a place of love and refuge. Instead, what we get is sexual abuse of children, physical, psychologically, and mental. The Nigerian child has suffered one of the worst forms of abuse. We need to act fast and stop wringing our hands helplessly, because we're not. For we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Parents are the first educators of their children. The school and the parish are only there to provide support in areas that are outside the competence of parents. And as parents are not omniscient and do not know everything their children need to learn, and therefore they need experts in various areas of learning, in schools and the parish, to come to their aid with the expertise and support of the professionals. However, in matters of virtues education and character education and of sexuality education, parents have the competency and legitimacy to form and train their children, particularly from infants to adolescents. This is the opinion of the Catholic Church, and it rests on the fact that the Church only visions the family as a community of love and life. And the Church understands this to be the essential nature of the Christian family and its vocation. It then means that if you want to teach love, its most authentic location is in the family. And the persons most qualified to speak about love to their children are the parents. If you want to speak about sexuality, the place where new life is conceived and celebrated is in the conjugal union of a husband and his wife. Outside of the family, which is formed by the union of a man and a woman, new life is not fully appreciated, nor does human life have a consistent and organized form of sustainability. This explains why the Church's view that the family has both the fundamental competence and legitimacy to teach sexuality education to their children is their right. In fact, the Church goes on to reinforce thus, it is almost impossible to find adequate substitutes to teach sexuality education to children. What this suggests is that parents should give time to understand the meaning of their sexual union, its purpose for their marriage and their love, and for the children they bear or will bear in their marriage. Ignorance, therefore, cannot be an excuse. The Church says in a document that among the difficulties that parents encounter today, despite different social contexts, only one stands out: giving children an adequate preparation for adult life, particularly with regard to sexuality education in the true meaning of what sexual relationships mean. There are many reasons for this difficulty, and not all of them are new. The reasons for the difficulty are myriad. They range from the global outreach of the social media, the pervasive influence of the celebrity culture, the personal challenges of each parent, and especially the immature faith of many Christians, causes difficulties in teaching sexuality to their children. Educating children for chastity aims at three things. The first is to maintain in the family a positive atmosphere of love, of virtue, and of respect for the gifts of God, and in particularly for the gift of human life. Emphasis must be placed on the value of the human person, male or female, as a person made in the image of God, as we see in Genesis 1:26. Children must be taught to understand and value human sexuality and chastity, and must be taught so in stages, sustaining their growth through enlightening them through word and through prayer. Emphasis here is on love. What is love? We need to ponder this. What kind of love does the human heart yearn for? How can we define that kind of love? And how do you want to clear up the confusion about the meaning of love that your heart yearns for? Is sex love? And is love sex? What is the difference? What does it mean to be a human being, a man or a woman? How are we to respect our body as a woman or as a man? Jesus remains for us the only model of a true human being. There are saints who have also pointed the way, but Jesus remains our perfect model. The Family and Human Life Unit of the Catholic Archdiocese of Lagos also has trainings online and on site. It's important that we train our children in sexuality in the home. It is a compelling duty that we need to do. I urge you as dads and moms, do not neglect this task.